I knew something was wrong the moment I saw construction dust drifting over the creek behind my house. I walked closer and my jaw dropped. The small wooden bridge that crossed the water everyone assumed came with my property, was gone. Nothing left but muddy tire tracks and splintered boards tossed onto the bank. And standing there, chest puffed out like he'd saved the world, was Paul, the HOA president. He crossed his arms and said, "You refused to repair your unsafe bridge, so we removed it for you." I told him that bridge wasn't even mine. He smirked and replied, "It's adjacent to your lot. That makes it yours." That was the moment I knew he had just made a colossal mistake. The setup started months earlier. The HOA kept nagging me about the dangerous structure behind my yard. I explained repeatedly that the bridge predated the neighborhood and wasn't on my deed. I showed them parcel maps. I even pointed out that the bridge sat on the other side of the creek outside HOA boundaries. They ignored everything because Paul wanted to beautify the greenbelt. I thought it was just talk. I underestimated his stupidity. The incident came out of nowhere. While I was running errands, the HOA hired a crew to bulldoze the entire structure. They dragged the beams into a pile and tried to pull them onto my side of the creek to make it look like debris from my property. They left a violation notice taped to my door demanding $3,000 for refusal to maintain HOA-adjacent infrastructure. I stared at the paper, stunned. They actually thought they could fine me for something they didn't own. My reaction was surgical. I grabbed my deed, GIS parcel map, and tax records. I pulled up drone footage I had taken last year that clearly showed the creek as the boundary and the bridge on the opposite side. Then I called the county infrastructure office because I suddenly had a suspicion that turned into pure gold. The bridge wasn't just not mine, it belonged to the county. What I planned next was a legal sledgehammer. I reported the demolition to the county's public works department. Within hours, they confirmed the bridge was maintained with county funds and classified as public access infrastructure. Destroying it was a criminal offense. My lawyer drafted a statement detailing the HOA's actions and attached the drone footage. We filed a police report for property destruction and trespassing beyond HOA jurisdiction. Execution happened when county officials, 2 sheriff's deputies, and my lawyer walked with me to the creek. Paul strutted out, ready to bluster again, until he saw the county emblem on the inspector's jackets. They asked him who authorized the demolition. He proudly said, "The HOA did." The inspector replied, "Then the HOA is liable for destruction of county property." Paul's face drained so fast, it looked like someone unplugged him. The deputies took statements while the inspector photographed every inch of the damage. Consequences hit like a freight train. The HOA was fined tens of thousands for demolishing public infrastructure. They were ordered to pay for full reconstruction of the bridge using county-approved contractors. Insurance refused to cover it because the HOA acted outside their authority. Every homeowner's dues skyrocketed overnight. Residents erupted in fury and voted to remove Paul permanently. He ended up facing misdemeanor charges for unauthorized destruction of government property. The payoff was sweeter than I expected. I stood on the newly rebuilt bridge stronger, safer, and paid for by the HOA that tried to blame me. The county installed a sign declaring it official public property. The HOA is now forbidden from touching anything within 30 feet of the creek. And Paul? He avoids the entire neighborhood to escape the humiliation he created. If you love HOA justice stories, like the video and subscribe.